I'm recording, so we'll edit off this first bit when I'm saying rubbish. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on
So
mute
should I click
now.
on start record now?
No, no, I've done that for you.
Oh, you've already done.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
great.
that's fine. You're all set now. You are ready
Okay.
with your slides and your voice. Are you ready to
Okay.
go? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic. Okay, thank
Cheers.
you.
Enjoy. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tendai Kariwo. Welcome to our webinar, Transform One-Off Donations into Regular Voluntary Income. I'm a client relationship manager at CAF, and I manage a portfolio of clients such as yourselves, and I assist them with their finance and fundraising needs. I also sit on a board of a housing association, which really gives me firsthand experience of dealing with our donors, well, essentially engaging with our donors and supporters, and how important that is to know how they support us and when they want to support us. Our webinar will last approximately 20 minutes today, and we'll discuss some ideas for encouraging your donors and supporters to give regularly to yourself. We will also look at accepting direct debits and how the CAF Donate service will be able to aid you in accepting those direct debits. So we're looking at direct debits themselves. We can see that only 9% of charities accept direct debits. The most popular method of accepting donations is still checks. So why do charities not accept these direct debits? Well, research from the Back Payment Council suggests that those donors supporting you through direct debits are most likely to donate to you more than the average donation through checks or cash or other methods. And the average donation would be about £181, so that's quite significant, really. So this also suggests that people are comfortable with direct debits. So why are charities not accepting direct debits? Well, some of the reasons that I hear from my clients are the costs are too high, the monthly fees, the setup itself, they find that a bit daunting. Well, there is also a time lag or perceived limited demand from their donors as well. So, but the most common theme that I hear is that the setup and monthly fees and time consuming to manage. Well, our CAF Donate service will be able to tackle some of these things, and we'll discuss this at a later stage. Let's look at the benefits for accepting direct debits for yourselves and for your donors. For yourselves, it is actually a very regular income for you. It's easy to administer. I know there's a perception that it's a very hard, cumbersome process, but it is very easy to administer. It can be low cost depending on which channel you're using to accept those direct debits. It's very tax efficient as well. And for your donors, it just makes it a lot easier for them to support you. And sometimes if they're donating £100, it's most probably more manageable to donate it over a few months during the year. So spreading the donation would make it more feasible for them. And they can also easily amend or cancel the direct debit. And if they move to a new bank, they can take that donation, the direct debit with them, and continue to support you as well. Setting up a direct debit facility, as I said, most of my customers think this is quite a difficult process, and it can be. However, let's just look at the two main channels of accepting direct debits, especially through CAF, where you've got your main high street bank, which we have here is CAF Bank, or your CAF Donate service as well. Through a high street bank, which is your CAF Bank or any other banks out there, it could take more than 6 weeks to actually set up this direct debit facility. The channels for accepting the direct debits are exactly the same. You can do it through paper mandates, telephone, or online. With the CAF Bank or any of the high street banks, you may be required to have some software to submit the files. CAF Donate, we've kept it easy. You can upload, amend, or cancel direct debits all in one screen. So that just reduces the amount of time and cost for you to purchase software and train yourselves up on the software as well. With the CAF Donate, we only charge you 2% of the gross donation, and that's on the direct debit, per direct debit itself, and it's capped at £5. The narrative could be slightly different in CAF Donate, where you have charity donation on your donor's bank statement. That is different with the high street bank facility, where you are able to have your charity's name on their statement itself. We have templates within the CAF Donate to assist you with the branding of your direct debit facility, whether it's online or on paper. With a high street, you can create your own content similar to CAF Donate, but maybe you're able to do a lot more in the high street option on there. So let's look at the different channels which you can accept direct debits. As we discussed before, it's through the paper mandate. So that could be through a newsletter you sent out with the direct debit printed on it, or it could be really just sending out the actual mandate to your supporters after having a discussion on the phone. Or it could be online, incorporating it onto your website so that people can sign up directly with yourselves. The most common method of accepting direct debits is still the paper method. Most of your supporters would be responsive to receiving a newsletter. They read all about the charity, they're fully engaged, and then there's a mandate at the back. They're most likely to actually fill it out and return it to yourselves. The advantages of accepting the paper direct debits would be, it's quick and easy for them to do it. You've got some donors who like to fill out the mandate and send it back to you. There is some risks associated with that, which is really some people might enter the incorrect details onto the mandate, and there's no way of verifying that until you actually process it. And it can be quite costly, as you would have to print and post it to your supporters, and you would need to store the paper mandates as well. Within our CAF Donate service, we've made it very easy for you to accept and process direct debits through paper mandates. As you can see from this screen, we've actually assisted our charities by providing some mandatory statements around the data protection. So this reduces your requirement of knowing all the regulatory information. However, you still need to be very familiar with all the compliance and regulatory information around the direct debits, but we've just made this a lot easier for you. In this screen, you can see that we've looked at the gift aid as well, because that is the most commonly asked questions. How do we deal with gift aid? We've put the statement there for you, just in readiness for you to just enter the details, and everything is set up for you and your supporters. The payment details screen, this is where you can input all the sort code and account number information of your supporters. And the good thing about the CAF Donate is it validates the account number. It's in real time. What it won't do, of course, is validate that this account number belongs to Mr. Smith. It will say this account number is valid. So at least you have the comfort of knowing that this is a valid account number. As you can see, it also offers flexibility on the dates for your donors, so they can choose a various number of dates that they're comfortable with as well in the screen. So direct debit by phones, really, this is where you may be running a telephone campaign to engage with your donors, or it's really when you keep regular contact with your supporters. Most people use the phone method, accepting direct debits by phone, when they speak to their supporters in a campaign. They would call up, talk about what is going on, and then get those details over the phone. It makes it a lot easier when you're speaking to the person on the phone, as you can verify those account details are correct. And it's very good for a relationship between the organization and the supporter. As a supporter of different organizations, I find it very encouraging when someone speaks to me and I understand exactly what they're trying to do. 9 times out of 10, I end up giving a bit more, but that's just me, because I'll be feeling a bit generous on that day. One of the big disadvantages for running a telephone campaign could be the call centers could be expensive for you to run. This could be different if you're running it from your own in-house team, but if you are using a call center, it could be expensive and can be time-consuming. Some donors do not like getting phone calls on the phone, so you could always revert back to the mail campaign on there. After your campaign, you are able to collate all the information onto a spreadsheet, and then after you have it on the spreadsheet, it's easier to process it in the CAF Donate. Because what you can do, and what we've provided for you in the CAF Donate, is templates for you to upload your direct debits. So you can bulk upload all those direct debit instructions by a click of a button, and those direct debits are set up for you. So this screen just shows you how it would look within your CAF Donate account. Direct debits online, essentially, I think that these are mainly for your donors. Your donors themselves have control over this direct debit. I think because it's so easy for them to set it up, it's one of the most efficient ways, in my opinion, of setting up direct debits to your donors online. If you make it easier for them to set it up, then it is a fantastic tool. It's instant to set up, especially in CAF Donate. There are very low administration costs with that. And as I said again, it is convenient for donors. The only downside, well, a couple of downsides here, is that some donors may not want to divulge their information online because there's a perceived security risk. So the best way would be to try and reassure them that your website is secure. The CAF Donate portal reassures those donors, as it will have all the security features you can see on a website itself. Just looking at an example of one of the charities, the Story Museum, who are accepting direct debits online. As you can see, they've made their amounts very relevant to their mission, to their cause there. So this resonates with their donors. As you can see, they've also offered a variety of amounts in there, and also there's a box there for your donor to choose an amount that they're comfortable with. As you can see, the CAF Donate, it has all the logos at the bottom, so it gives your donors comfort that they're in a secure portal. Now, let's look at some 5 ideas to encourage your regular giving. We've looked at how to set up the direct debit facility, so let's encourage those donors to give some money to yourselves. One of the most important things is to know your donors. Have that good relationship with your donors. Know what makes them give to you. Research has shown that the donors that have given to you recently are most likely to give to you again if you cultivate that relationship with them. If you ask straight away, obviously they might not be receptive on the first time, but if they've given to you in the past, they're most warm to the idea of donating regularly. It's also good to look at how else they support you and who else supports you, as they might be most likely to support you through direct debits as well. So looking at understanding your donors, so look at why they should give you, why they should donate to you. Make them understand why it's important for you to have a regular donation. This golden circle is from a book called, from a book by Simon Sinek. He illustrates that knowing your why is demonstrating your why is the most important thing for your donors in there. We will be able to share the details of the book after the webinar if anyone needs any more information on that. So on there, he is demonstrating that your donors need to know why they should support you. What is the reason they're supporting you? Because this is they're most likely to actually donate to you more regularly. Looking at some charity examples where they are demonstrating the why. As you can see, this charity, Water, which is based in the States, have made it very clear why people should support them for why water. So their cause is why water. So the next slides will show why they're encouraging people to donate to themselves. Again, with the why, share the story. Absolutely tell your donors why their donation is very important to you. So the stories actually help them understand and help them to give to you regularly, might encourage them to give to you regularly as well. It is important to get the timing of your ask right. If you ask for a regular donation immediately after someone is donated to you, they might not be very receptive to this. You might need to treat them as new donors themselves, brand new donors, and then you'd have to cultivate that relationship. It's always good to make sure that you have ongoing engagement with your donors, and you make it clear that your work is ongoing. It's not a one-off campaign. Another thing to check with the timing is, when was the last time they gave to you? Have they given to you recently? If they have, then that's great. You have that warm relationship. If they haven't given to you recently, as I said, you might need to treat them as a new donor. Again, it's about cultivating that relationship with them. With more and more organizations asking the same people for your donations. You find yourself asking the same donors as 5 or 6 other charities. It is important to stand out and, again, make sure that it's the right time with them and also for your organization. So if they understand why you're asking there and then they're most likely to support you regularly. I think one of the most important things is maximizing your activities. If you have an ongoing campaign, it might be an idea to incorporate the direct debit function within your website or within your materials. That's where you're giving the donors all the options of supporting you in different ways that they feel comfortable in. If we look at this charity, they've chosen to incorporate the monthly giving and the donate now the one-off donations. So as a donor, you're most likely to choose the option that's most convenient for you there. But again, as you see, the monthly giving is right there. So it is just a click of a button, and hopefully their supporters will be able to click and support them regularly. So as long as it's visible, people are most likely to donate to you regularly. Look at another charity doing the same thing. So it depends on your particular design of your website or how you want to communicate that you're also asking for a regular donation. So the other thing is to make people feel in control. I think that most resistance from donors is they feel that direct debits makes them feel out of control. They don't have any control of what happens with that direct debit. If you make them feel in control, for example, through our CAF Donate widget, it shows them that they can pick the amount they want, and it also, when you move on from there, it also shows them what that amount is helping you do, and then they can choose a variety of dates. And also there is the option of a single donation should they choose to do that. But hopefully it will be the regular donation that they would go for. I think the most important thing above all of this is saying thank you to your donors. I think as a supporter, especially for myself, when I get either that phone call or that newsletter, it's personal to me. It's thank you for supporting us, and I am most likely to continue to support that organization. So I think saying thank you is actually a very good thing, and how you say thank you is very important. Know how they want to be thanked. Some people like text, some people don't. It depends on who is supporting you. If you understand how they want to be thanked, then they're most likely to continue to support you. Look at some organizations here who are thanking their supporters through newsletters, and some, as I said, will send a text or an email. But as you can see in this Oxfam slide, their thank you shows exactly where that money is going. So there's still a story around why the donation has been useful, and the thank you again is in there, and it's very personalized, as you can see on them. Macmillan have done the same as well. They've said thank you. So it is how you say thank you to your donors, but as I said, the most important thing is the actual thank you itself. So we have looked at different ways of encouraging your supporters. So we understood that we need to look at who is supporting you, why they should support you, and also getting the timing right, maximizing the activities, and also making them feel in control, and above all, say thank you to them as well. Thank you for joining me this morning. I really do hope you enjoyed that. If you do require any further information from ourselves, please contact us on the channels below. We're more than happy to address it, address your questions or give you more information. As I said earlier, we will send you that information about that book by Simon Sinek if you are interested in finding out more information. Thank you very much.
Nice job. Nice job, Tendai. Nice job.
I kept stumbling.
Give over. Give over.
I was making it up as I went along.
all the best presenters do that, trust me.
Oh.
How did that feel?
Me, yeah. I'm talking to Steve. I can put him on speakerphone. How do I put him on speakerphone? Oh,
Becky, you're not there.
Yeah, there.
Into outbound drafts.
Yeah. I was making it up as I went along because I've got my printout here and I got lost in my printout, so I completely ignored it and just started going to the screen. But I was making
Tendai, you know your stuff, don't you? So I'd say kind of a little bit of winging it from bullet points or notes would be much better than reading from more of fuller text, because it will come across more human and less less like you're reading something out. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. So what do you guys think in the room?
Sorry, Steve, I'm just coughing. I'm in agreement with you. I think what we said to Tendai the other day was when she did a kind of rehearsal, it was very sort of ITV News broadcast.
Okay.
You know, in other words, you know, it's my mum reading it. So the idea was to try and we said to humanise it.
Yeah.
I guess it's getting that blend so that you don't humanise it to the point where you're waffling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know from your perspective how
does it sound?
How far away from being formal did it go? Do you think in your experience it's too far, or?
No, not at all. Not at all. It felt very, natural. You sounded like you knew what you were talking about, because obviously you do. I think it was really good. I'm going to be able to send you the record. I'm going to convert it now. I'll be able to send it you and put it on Dropbox kind of immediately. So if you guys have got access there, you might want to have a listen while you're there.
Okay, do we have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can retrieve it, yeah.
Okay.
That's an IT. I can retrieve it.